In this session of DesignWorks TV, we're going to talk about our new module, DSM, Digital Shape Modeling, featuring SolidWorks and the Faro Edge. In this case, we're going to show you how we can use multiple containments. In this process, the customer wanted to replicate this flimsy hood scoop, but one of the goals was they wanted very tight corners. We're going to show you how we can utilize the Faro Edge with the laser and use the SolidWorks tools to justify building that model. So let's get started. We've already created alignment and we set some planes through our part we want to scan. The cool thing is you can build containment in any view. So in this case on the side, notice how I've built this contoured shape. It's because I want to be able to contain that scan in a certain way. You're not just limited by a single plane. On the top, I've got a shape kind of similar to the edges. So I'm going to simply select one command. Again, DSM is interfaced directly inside of SolidWorks, the world's first integrated laser scanning for SolidWorks. So I'm going to select the lock plane tool. And I have lots of features I can select from. I'm going to pick a few planes. You can pick 1 or 100, doesn't matter. One of the nice features is you can contain it. Again, multiple views, multiple windows. I'm going to contain it by this boundary. And in this case, the top doesn't really have any details on it. It's fairly flat. I'm going to open up my spacing for my data. So I'm simply going to take the laser, and you'll notice on the tip of it is a light. When it's in focus, it's more of a dark green. So I'm going to simply come over here, focus, pull the trigger, start scanning. You simply move it through the planes. Direction doesn't matter. You can go either way, across it, back and forth. Very simple. Almost similar to painting. So all I got to worry about is keeping my laser in focus. I don't even have this thing mounted down. So once I get my sections, I simply tell it to complete it. So you notice it's going to process there. It's going to process, a couple 100,000 points. But the cool thing is it's going to build native SolidWorks features. So there's my top cross sections. We can go ahead and use the SolidWorks tools and loft that surface. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll hide these planes for a second and we'll loft that surface. Again, it doesn't matter how many sections you have. You need just enough to build your model. Now we'll go ahead and we'll work on the side. Just turn our planes back on. And that window can be used multiple. I'm going to scan on the on this left side first. So I'm going to simply go ahead and say lock plane. I'm going to pick the planes I want to scan through. In this case, I do want to contain it. Now you don't have to, but in this case I do. I want the containment there. And because these sides are shorter, I'm going to make the data a little closer together. And again, I'm going to simply take the laser and focus it on my part. Pull my trigger. Start scanning. See, in this case, I don't have to worry about going past areas and messy cleanup. I can just simply contain it. Simply focus on it and pull the trigger. I tell it to build it. So in DesignWorks with DSM, you build the model like you would in SolidWorks. You build your faces and trim and extend. No messy point clouds. And again, this way I can get my sharp corners. So let's go ahead and come over here and we'll go ahead and surface that side. We'll use the loft tool. And we'll just simply pick these cross sections. There we got it. Now we'll just do the other side. So again, we're going to repeat that. We use our same boundary. So let's use lock surface. Go ahead and we'll pick our planes. We'll select containment. And again, we're just going to set up and start scanning. We'll focus the laser. When the tip turns green, dark green, we know it's ready to go. The advantages of DSM is, again, no messy point cloud data. And again, if I do have bumps or holes in this, I can go ahead and modify the data right directly inside of SOLIDWORks. Because again, it's all native SOLIDWORks data. And if I want to go back and forth and paint like this, I can do that. So again, you're not limited. We're going to process that side. There's my nice cross sections. Let's turn the planes off. Let's go ahead and surface that side. We'll do a loft. The nice thing is, notice the folders. All the sketches that were created are right inside SOLIDWORks. Again, they can be manipulated, pulled, tug, whatever you want to do. So let's go ahead and finish our model, because again, the goal was to have sharp corners. We're simply going to go ahead and we'll untrim this side. We just want this to go past our model, our edges. So look on down top, you can see I've extended that past that edge. And let's go ahead and let's extend the sides. In this case, I'm going to do a single side. Do that one. And I'm also going to trim it to the bottom. Let's do the other side. That edge. And we'll select the other edge. Now we'll start finishing our model. We'll use the SOLIDWORks trim tools to trim this. So, our trim tool in this case would be this, and we'll say we want to keep this side. And we'll repeat on the other side. We're going to go ahead and trim that. Our trim tool will be this. Our trim tool is going to be this. We want to keep the bottom. Now we can just repeat it for the sides. So we'll come back and we're going to repeat that. We're going to trim this. So our trim tool will be this. We're going to keep this. We'll just repeat it over here. So you can see we're going to build perfectly square corners. Trim tool in this case is going to be this. We're going to keep this. So now you can see we have those perfectly square corners. We can actually even trim off the bottom. You can even trim it because we made a plane up here. So you'll see I offset a plane to this bottom. So let's trim that bottom off. So we're going to trim. Trim tool is going to be that plane. We want to keep this. Repeat on the other side. Trim tool's that. I want to keep this face. So you can see we can build those sharp corners. The nice thing is it is all SOLIDWORks data. So if you need to make any changes, all these cross sections can be modified. So let's say there was an indentation or the customer wanted to make a change. You can simply say edit sketch. And we can come in here and make changes. So let's say we want to modify this curve. Again, all the data is there. We can simply, let's pull some of these up to show you. Let's say we want to add a stiffener to this. It was too flimsy. You can modify and change all the scan data. So again, you can modify, change, pull it, undo, whatever you want to do. Directly inside SOLIDWORKS. Stay tuned next week when we continue with more parts. Have a great day.